Mike Papantonio is with us, the host of Ring of Fire Radio, America's attorney, and ringofireradio.com, and Ring of Fire TV, too, on Free Speech TV. Hey, Pap, welcome.
Tom, how are you?
Great to have you with us. By the way, we got into a conversation about Pastafarianism, religion I'm guessing you are familiar with, and whether Pastafarians and others who religiously object to paying taxes to support wars, particularly wars against pirates, should be able, under the Hobby Lobby decision, to stop paying those taxes. What do you think?
Well, there's a whole host of similar issues. You've got, how about the employer who has 50 employees, but they believe in Sharia law? I mean, it's just, there's no end to the dynamics of that decision, of that very poor decision.
Yeah.
I think even the kind of the intellectual analysis that was before Hobby Lobby's, oh, gee, it's not going to be so bad even if they go wrong on this. Well, they went wrong in the wrong way. They went wrong by having a very, very poorly qualified Supreme Court justice like Alito actually leading the charge on the rationale. And so the rationale just opened up the door to so much, Tom.
Doesn't it open up the door to some basically theatrical lawsuits? I mean,
oh, of course.
Get the Pastafarians in here and have them sue, or
Here's the real issue, okay? What it allows is they've been able to plant their judges at the federal appellate level and trial level all over the country. Now we talk about the Supreme Court all the time, but what this does is this is a decision that we're going to see these federal Republican judges, these really wingnut judges, empowered by this decision. And so it's not what's going to happen up at the federal level, at the Supreme Court level. It's what's going to happen in all those courts below. How are you going to take some wingnut judge who's really not even, not really a judge, not really a lawyer, not really a judge, no experience in that, but he's a politician that's simply been appointed to court. All this does is going to empower that judge, him or her, to then have fun with this decision. And we're going to see a lot of that in years to come.
Yeah, okay. Also, this alternate article, I thought this was interesting. Hillary Clinton's embrace of the big banks?
Well, Jeff
This doesn't
Cohn,
seem like a good idea for her right now.
No, it doesn't. Jeff Cohn is a great writer. I don't know if I think we've interviewed him. He's a really great
Jeff is
writer.
an old friend.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
You know how smart the guy is. He has a great article about Hillary and the banks. It's out right now. I wish everybody could read this. He starts the article off by saying, this is a quote from Hillary Clinton. This is her quote: "For goodness sake, you can't be a lawyer if you don't represent banks." Now, you can't be a lawyer unless you represent banks. Now, you have to understand Hillary's background, and it becomes very relevant in this election going forward. Because Hillary's background has always been to represent big banks. As a matter of fact, one of the scandals that she escaped with was a savings and loan scandal that, like, nobody paid attention to it. It was like, you talk about dirty laundry, nobody aired the dirty laundry because Bill Clinton brought so much dirty laundry on his own. But this is she worked with a firm called the Rose Law Firm, and they represented basically every hustler in the corporate world. And so what's happened? Here's why this is important. We're at a time when the Republican Party's certainly having to make a decision on who they are, what's the split going to be, what are they going to look like 20 years from now. But the Democrats are too. And when you go back and you look at the Clinton years, we say, oh my God, everything was bad because of Reagan. Well, a lot was bad because of Reagan. Reagan was a disaster. He was a disaster. But then we start looking back, if we're honest with ourselves, and this is the tough part of this conversation. Most progressives have such a tough time listening to what I'm about to say because, they build up these myths about these leaders that they want. Clinton did a lot of great things, but Clinton did a lot of bad things too. Clinton brought us NAFTA, CAFTA, and as you like to say, SHAFTA right down the road. Clinton brought us that. But more importantly, what Clinton did is he built an infrastructure within the Democratic Party that we can't shake loose of. Yeah. Obama has been unable to shake loose
the new Dems,
of this
they call
of the Wall Street Dems.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, think of this: 3 successive White House chiefs of staff under Clinton. One was Rahm Emanuel, William Daley, Jacob Lew. I mean, all of these folks, if you look at them, they have these incredible ties to industry. Oh, I said Clinton, I meant Obama, of course. But what we see is, for example, with Rahm Emanuel. Well, he leaves the White House and makes $16 million within about 2 years just because of his contacts within the industry. William Daley, J.P. Morgan. I mean, how do you get any closer to corporate Wall Street? Jacob Lew, Citigroup. So I think the Clinton quote that Jeff Cohn has caused to resurface is only the beginning of the fight, Tom. And the fight's going to be defined as, are we an Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders kind of party, or are we a Rahm Emanuel, Bill Clinton, Obama, Hillary Clinton kind of party?
I think the concern in the Democratic Party is that if we become exclusively a Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren party, we are a George McGovern party. But
we can't be that, no.
But that there's a middle ground, and that's what John Kerry did. I mean, John Edwards, setting aside his sexual indiscretions, John Edwards was about as progressive as you can get in America and still be a Democratic politician. You know, his To America, he was really a good guy, and he was on this program a whole bunch of times, and both him and his wife. And I think John Kerry was more the kind of Hillary Clinton kind of candidate. If Hillary were to pick Elizabeth Warren as her vice presidential candidate,
it might be a good split.
I'd be there.
I would be there too. I will not be there with Hillary Clinton, and I can tell you, we get covered up with emails and letters and phone calls from real good, solid progressives who want to do the right thing, who have always been Democrats, saying, I will not tolerate Hillary. And then you have the other answer, gee whiz, if we don't go with Hillary, all is lost. Well, all is not lost. Tom, all is lost when we continue to be this party. Now, this that just spins out of control and becomes a corporatist Wall Street party. That's what we've become. And what we kid ourselves about is we allow these characters to say, well, look, we brought you DOMA. We brought you same-sex marriage issue. We were big on that. We're big sometimes. Sometimes we're pretty good on the environment. But the truth is, those are all important issues. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the critical issues about how we feed our family, how we provide a future for the next generation, Democrats are Wall Street Democrats, and Wall Street has no intent to worry about the next generation. Wall Street is all about immediate gratification. How much can I grab today? Sure. And that's become the mentality of the Democratic Party, unfortunately. So just like the Republicans, they're in the war that's taken place with, I
absolutely understand. But I look back at FDR. I mean, he was basically the corrupt governor of the most corrupt state in the country. He did nothing about Wall Street, even in '29 when it crashed. And he was the governor of New York. He ran the machine. He became president. Have you read The Woman Behind the New Deal, the story of Frances Perkins, his secretary?
I have not.
It is such a brilliant book. It is the best inside the New Deal book I've ever read. And he came into power, and basically he looked out there, and the people were yelling, damn it, do something. Because he campaigned on a platform of not doing anything, of reducing the deficit. That was his big thing. And he transformed America because the people demanded it. He was worse than Hillary before that. And that's the one thing that gives me hope, Pap, is if enough of us can raise enough hell, we can push any candidate to become a good...
Gives me hope too, Tom.
Yeah, I think, and by the way, it's a great book. Let me recommend it. The Woman Behind the New Deal. It is a shocker. You'll love it. Mike Papantonio, America's lawyer, ringofireradio.com. Pap, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Tom.
We'll be back.